ingredient dinners are some of the best dinners to make just because there's such minimal ingredients and normally they are very affordable. So today I will be sharing 5 new 3-ingredient dinners that are so good you're going to be wanting to make them over and over again. Let's get to my kitchen and let's get to cooking. To kick us off today, we are making this 1-pot sausage pasta. So to 1 big pot on the stove, add in about 1 pound of Italian sausage. I'm using the sweet Italian sausage. It is absolutely our favorite Italian sausage. So if you find it at the store, grab it because I don't always find it at the store. It's always hit or miss. But after you add your sausage into the pot, just break it up and cook that sausage completely through. Once it's cooked through, remove any excess grease from the pot. I'm just wiggling a paper towel around in there just until most of the grease is gone. Now go ahead and add in 24 ounces of marinara sauce. I really liked this marinara sauce. It was my first time using this like Newman's one and it was good. Also add in 24 ounces of water. I just filled that pasta sauce jar up and added the water from the jar. Then add in 12 ounces of rotini pasta, 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, and give this a really good stir. Scrape all those flavorful bits off the bottom of your pot. Now let this simmer until the pasta is tender, and if the liquid line is getting too low while it is simmering, just add in 1/2 cup of water at a time until the pasta is tender and stir this occasionally while it is simmering. Once the pasta is tender, you could serve this delicious 1-pot meal up. Here is my plate of food. We topped ours with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. This meal is absolutely delicious. It is super low mess just because you're cooking everything in just 1 pot on the stove. I love 1-pot meals. This meal is affordable and so easy to make. Now we are making these French onion pork chops, so grab a 9x13 baking dish and spray it with nonstick spray just for easy cleanup in the end. Now add between 7 to 8 boneless pork chops right into the baking dish. This part might seem a little odd, but spread 1/2 cup of French onion dip over the top. You could use any type or any brand of French onion dip. You just have to trust me, that French onion dip almost creates a sauce and gives those pork chops so much added flavor. Now over the top of the French onion dip, sprinkle 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. And if you have a cookbook, pull it out because you will find this recipe on page 60. And here's a cool trick with this recipe. You could actually make this recipe with chicken breasts instead of pork chops. So just make those chicken breasts extra thin and it is so delicious. But over the top of the cheese, sprinkle 1 cup of crispy fried onions. Bake this in a preheated oven to 350 degrees for about 35 minutes. We like to serve ours over a bed of white rice just because that French onion dip, like I said, it creates kind of like a sauce and it just makes that rice extra flavorful. These pork chops are so good, and also you can make it with chicken breasts. Like I said, we served this with a spinach side salad and this meal was so delicious. I use this Olive Garden dressing for the salad. Now we are making this bacon wrapped chicken, so onto my sheet pan that I have lined with parchment paper, add about 1.5 pounds of chicken tenderloins. Season the chicken tenderloins on both sides with a dash of salt and pepper. Now I have a block of cheese. You're going to want to slice some thin slices of cheese for the chicken. You'll need 1 piece for each piece of chicken. So I am just cutting up my cheese now. I'm using cheddar cheese, but you could really use any type of cheese that you love. And if you're not a cheese fan, you could skip the cheese. So for my bacon, I'm using 1/2 package of bacon. Just slice that bacon in half so the strips of bacon are smaller. Now place 1 piece of cheese on top of each chicken tenderloin, then wrap it tightly in the bacon. You want to make sure you place the cheese like facing up. You don't want it facing the bottom of the sheet pan just because the cheese will of course melt and you don't want it to melt all over the bottom side of the sheet pan. You want it to facing up, but bake this in a preheated oven to 425 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes or until the chicken's cooked through and the bacon is to your desired crispiness. While this is in the oven baking away, I am getting started on a side dish that I'm making. I am just making a creamy pasta on the side. It's just one of these quick and easy pastaroni packets. I really like these like quick side dish packets. This one comes together in seriously minutes. My little ones love it, so I love little side dishes like this. If you have any recommendations for like other side dishes, I would love to hear them, because like I said, easy side dishes like this are perfect on busy weeknights. Just look at how good that looks. Anyway, I have been making this pastaroni a lot recently, and here's what the chicken looks like out of the oven. That cheese melted down so beautifully. Here's my plate of food. That chicken is absolutely phenomenal. You could dip it in any type of like dipping sauces that you would like. We didn't dip it in anything just because it was that good by itself. Of course, that pasta side dish was good. This was such a delicious, easy meal to throw together that tasted like you spent so long making it. Now we are making this quick and easy orange chicken. I have about a 30-ounce bag of chicken nuggets right here, or you could use popcorn chicken. Just bake your chicken according to the package instructions. And while I have my chicken cooking away, I am going to get started on our favorite white rice. I love making this white rice. It is in my Instant Pot. It is so easy to throw together. You will actually find the white rice recipe in the sides and appetizer section of my cookbook. It is on page 53. I also have different variations of the white rice on that page that you can make, like Italian white rice. It's really good. But into my Instant Pot, I added in my rice. Next, add in your water, then your oil. I'm just using simple olive oil for the oil, then a dash of salt and pepper. Give this a really good stir just to separate the oil and the seasonings. Put the lid on top. Press the rice button, then you will have super fluffy, delicious rice. I love cooking my white rice like this. Now I'm going to get started on the orange sauce. So into this little bowl, add in 1 cup of sweet orange marmalade. Next, a half a cup of barbecue sauce. I promise this is so good. Then a tablespoon of soy sauce. Microwave this for about a minute at a time until it is super easy to stir. Once the chicken is out of the oven, just place it into a large bowl carefully. Once you have all of the chicken in the bowl, go ahead and drizzle that orange sauce all over the top. Give it a stir to get that chicken coated in the orange sauce, and seriously, this is so good. We of course served ours over a bed of the white rice, but you could serve this with like steamed vegetables, sauteed vegetables. That chicken is absolutely delicious. It has like the most perfect orange flavor about it. It's not overpowering, and the barbecue sauce isn't overpowering either. You definitely need to try this one out. It is so good. Now we are getting started on this taco mac. So to this large pot on my stove, I'm adding in 1 pound of ground beef. Break that ground beef up and cook it through while it is cooking away. Over to this other pot on my stove, I'm adding in a 14-ounce box of macaroni and cheese. You could use any brand or any type, just cook it according to the package instructions. Now that my ground beef is cooked through, I did remove any excess grease from the ground beef. I added in 1 can of Rotel. Next, add in a tablespoon of taco seasoning. Now that my pasta is tender, I am going to strain it and then add in the cheese packet that came with the macaroni and cheese. Give this a really good stir. And I do want to let you know, if you don't want to use ground beef for this recipe, you could always use ground turkey or any meat substitute that you like. Now add this into the pot with the ground beef. Give everything a really good stir, and then you could serve this up. Top your taco mac with anything that you have on hand or that you love. I topped mine with a little bit of shredded lettuce, jalapenos, diced tomato, sour cream, diced onion, and cilantro. This is so delicious, so easy to throw together, a total crowd pleaser, and extremely flavorful.